I call to order the Newman City Council regular meeting February 8, 2022, City Council Chambers, 6 p.m., 938 Fresno Street. Notice this meeting will be held in accordance with the California Government Code Section 59453, Subdivision of Parent E of the Ralph M. Brown Act, California Government Code Section 54950, City of Newman Resolution number 2022-04, and the Federal Americans with Disability Act. Given the state of emergency regarding the threat of COVID-19, this meeting will not be physically open to the public. All members of the public may participate and comment via video conferencing at https://zoom.us/j/91902371741 with the passcode of 185315 and via teleconference by calling 669-900-6833, meeting ID 919-0237-1741 with the passcode of 185315. Let's go and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain stand for the invocation. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our prayer this evening is, Eternal Father, blessed be your matchless name. Your word says that all things work together for the good of those who love you. To those who are called according to your purpose, God, we love you and we gather to carry out the task that you have given us in order to fulfill our purpose. I pray that you intervene in this meeting. Let it work for the good and for the good of the people of Newman. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Item number 4, roll call.
Councilmember Ball.
Present.
Councilmember McDonald.
Present.
Councilmember Pimentel.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Candia.
He's on the line.
Yeah.
He's just on.
And Mayor Graham.
Here. All right. Item number 5, declarations of conflicts of interest. Scott?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and recuse myself from the consent calendar tonight.
Well, let's go ahead and which item is it? I'm assuming it's going to be 8D.
That's correct.
We'll just go ahead and pull that one out. So
Okay.
We'll go ahead and move that one out. Do I need any action to pull that one out, or we just pull it out?
We'll just pull it out the time.
Perfect. So we'll go ahead and pull that one out. Item 6 are no ceremonial matters tonight. Item number 7, items from the public, non-agenda items. Nubia?
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. For any members of the public wishing to provide public comment at this time, you can do so by pressing the raised hand button under the participant tab, or if you're calling in by phone, by pressing *9. Alternatively, you can send the host a message in the chat channel and we will read your comment into the record. So at this time, we do have Ms. Thompson with her hand raised. If you can unmute and proceed.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm speaking for the Westside Theater Foundation this evening, and I wanted to share and let you know that the Westside Theater will be celebrating the installation of our inaugural art exhibit next week. As a member of the Board of Directors, I'm leading the effort to develop this latest avenue to serve and support our local arts. We have installed gallery hanging systems in the theater, and Modesto artist and writer Jim Christensen will be our first hosted artist. A call for artists has been distributed on social media, and local response has been enthusiastic. In addition to hanging art on the interior theater walls. We will have art in the front gallery windows. The art selection process is juried, yet all mediums are considered. The Westside Theater Foundation is excited to pursue this newest endeavor and looks forward to expanding access to the arts on the West Side. And that is all I have for you this evening. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson, for all your guys' work over there. Anyone else?
I don't see any hands raised at this time, Mayor. That's it.
Okay. Item number 8, consent calendar, waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the January 25th, 2022 meeting. E, adopt resolution 2022, next to number, a resolution approving the statement of investment policy for the city of Newman. F, adopt resolution 2022, next to number, a resolution making findings in accordance with AB 361 and the Government Code Section 54953, apparent E, authorizing remote teleconference meetings for legislative bodies for the city of Newman.
I move that we adopt the consent calendar.
First, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All right. And do we have Nick on the line yet? Nick, are you here? I don't hear him. So we have a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0, or 4 with one, missing one. We'll go ahead and move to item 8D, appointments to fill vacancy on the Architectural Review Committee.
What's happening, Case? I'm sorry.
We just need a motion.
Yeah, we just need a motion, appointments to fill the vacancy on the Architectural Review Committee.
I'll make a motion for the appointments to fill vacancies on the Architectural Review Committee.
We have a first. Do we have a second?
I will second that.
We have first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 4 with one missing.
3.
What's that?
That'll be 3 because
you're correct. You're
Councilmember
correct.
Ball.
You're correct. 3 with one recused and one missing. Item number 9, public hearings. A, adopt resolution 2022, next number, a resolution authorizing the automatic annual inflation adjustment for capital facility and impact fees for the period of March 1st, 2022 through March 28th, 2023.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. The City of Newman charges impact fees to developers to pay for all or a portion of the costs of providing public services to their new development. These fees are implemented to help reduce the economic burden on our jurisdiction as we deal with population growth within our boundaries. The city adopted a resolution back in 2002 approving a comprehensive update of capital facility fees and impact fees, as well as adopting an automatic adjustment of those fees based on the construction cost index for our area. Last year, the index was a positive 3.2%. This year, the index is a positive 8%. In a vested area, this increases the total impact fees on a low density residential unit by just over $1,000. The proposed changes to these fees are required to be noticed 2 times prior to this meeting. This was done through the paper on the 2 previous Wednesdays. Staff requests that council open a public hearing, take comment on this item, and then vote on its adoption. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll open up for public hearing. Nubia?
Any members of the public wishing to provide public comment on this item can do so at this time. You can press the raise hand button under the participant tab, *9 on your phone, or alternatively, you can send the host a message in the chat channel and we will read your comment into the record. And at this time, I do not see any hands raised.
Well, I'll bring it back to the council for action.
Okay.
Move.
I move to adopt resolution number 2022, resolution authorizing the automatic annual inflation adjustment for capital facility and impact fees for the period of March 1, 2022 through February 2023.
And I'll second that.
All right, we have a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries 4 with 1 absent. Item number 10, regular business, adopt resolution 2022, next number, a resolution adopting the mid-year budget changes for fiscal year 2021 and 2022.
I'll take this one again. In the staff report, there are 5 exhibits. As a brief review, exhibits A and B show a 6 months performance of our revenues and expenditures across all funds. Exhibit C and D show requested changes to our budget revenues and expenditures. And Exhibit E shows our projected ending fund balance, inclusive of the requested budgetary changes. The resolution before you tonight is simply to approve the budget changes found in Exhibits C and D. Having reviewed the performance of our revenues and expenditures, the following are notable items from the general fund mid-year report. Property tax revenues. The city's current property tax revenues have been growing since 2012. The increase in the number of homes, their value, and the dissolution of the redevelopment agency have all contributed to this growth. We are projecting a 6% increase in our property tax revenues over the prior year. Sales tax revenues. At the beginning of this year, we budgeted $600,000 in sales tax revenues. We anticipate receiving closer to $669,000 this year. This is an 11% increase over the prior year. License and permit revenues. Last year, we finished with $79,000 in license and permit revenues. This was low because we were running low on lots. This year, we anticipate to finish closer to a little over $100,000. Motor vehicle tax revenues. The city no longer receives motor vehicle license fees, but we do receive property tax in lieu of those license fees. This is called the vehicle license fee adjustment amount. This year, we budgeted $995,000. We will be receiving $1,029,984, which is an increase of more than $26,000 over last year's actual receipts. The notable changes to the budget that we're requesting are a replacement of the AC at the theater, addition of 2 part-time office assistants, 1 for Public Works to assist with the building permits, and 1 for the fire department to assist with reporting. A CNG fuel tank replacements, security cameras, a jetter for Public Works, and the addition of the DAC grant with Rick Engineering. Overall, we're conservatively projecting general fund revenues to be 1.93% above our current budgeted amounts, and our general fund expenditures are projected to come in about 13.8% below our budgeted figures as a whole. We started this year projecting a budget deficit of $721,000 to our general fund. After this mid-year review, we're looking at a gain of around $277,000. This is due to a projected $110,000 increase in revenues, and expenditures across all departments are coming in under budget. The most notable department with cost reductions are the police department due to a position being open. Other departments with significant under budget expenditures are the fire department, our refuse collection, and street maintenance. By the end of the year, the city is still looking at an estimated general fund reserve of 64.4%, or $4.12 million, which is a very healthy reserve. Some may argue that having such a large reserve is a bad thing, but we have had experience in the past where we've had certain events come up, like the flood, which brings in a lot of damage and requires us to expend a lot of money. So having a good reserve is good for us, helps us get up and running should an event reoccur. If you have any questions about the remainder of the budget or changes or any other items, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Any questions? No. Lou, I just had one thing I wanted to find out if we can add or put in there somehow. I'd like to be able to do for the council, for us to be able to do like an employee lunch, a thank you lunch, appreciation lunch for the employees at the city.
Okay.
And however we might have to work that out, because obviously the police department runs different schedules, multiple different shifts, and it's the same with the fire department, but they have their annual meeting, so maybe we can line up to pay for their food and then go serve it for them. And then for the city, for the all the maintenance workers and workers, and then all the office people. So I'd like to be able to do that. That's just something I've been thinking about. Is we got room for that, to squeeze that in there somehow?
Absolutely. We can add that to it. Let's say probably a couple $1,000, figure about $20 per 100 people. We don't have that many, but just, kind of the ballpark. And I think that would cover it.
Okay. Anybody else have anything?
That
No?
sounds great. That sounds really great. Okay.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Good deal. Good deal. And with that, an idea I had was if we were able to get together and possibly serve them. I know we all have mixed schedules. If we can line up and serve them at all of them, that would be great.
Right.
So with that, I'll bring 10A back to the council for action.
That was 10A.
Correct.
Okay, I'll move to adopt resolution number 2022, a resolution adopting the mid-year budget changes for the fiscal year 2021-2022.
And I'll second that.
We have a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with 4 with 1 absent. Item number 10B, Veterans Memorial Update.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. So I'm going to bring in a little update today. Back at the end of calendar year 22, Council Member McDonald had brought up the Veterans Memorial, which we had talked about in the past. Just kind of a little bit of a history on that, probably around the mid 2000s. David Reed and former council member and business owner Bob Navoa, always had this vision of they wanted a Veterans Memorial as part of the plaza. And while the Veterans Memorial didn't make phase 1 of the plaza, it's never really gone away. And now we can recall David and Bob, sharing photos. When they travel, they would take photos of some Veterans Memorials and stuff. To that point, this council in 2017 decided, hey, we need a funding source if we're going to do a Veterans Memorial. So they added a fee into one of the development agreements. And so they started collecting some money. At this point, we have just over $67,000 to kind of start a Veterans Memorial project. With that being said, a Veterans Memorial project could be a lot of different things. And I'm going to see if I can share my screen here. Nubia, can I get permission to share my screen, please?
Yes, give me 1 second.
I got it there. Oop. Okay, good. Here it comes. So I'm kind of giving you an aerial view of the plaza here. The original idea was that we would have a Veterans Memorial inside the grass area there. Showcase it along our highway corridor, draw eyes towards the downtown, utilizing that. As you can see, the Veterans Memorial, the green area is pretty big. We do use the green grassy area for events. Allie uses it sometimes for farmers market vendors when we have overflow. We place our Christmas tree out there. So to go along with that, as you know, you just recently adopted a new Highway 33 plan, specific plan. And then if you do recall, we got the America Rescue Act money. You as a council dedicated $500,000 to help rehab the McBride building here for like a business assistance, business development center. So there's a lot of different pieces here, and I would feel awkward if we just try to piecemeal something in there. So what I would like from the council is I'd like to see if we can get 2 council members to work with me a little bit to come together with a plan for moving forward. I think we should utilize my recommendation would be to kind of utilize some of those funds to bring in a planner like RRM or somebody just to kind of help us with some layouts. And figure out how we're going to get all these components in here. How can we still utilize it for farmers market? How can we showcase the Veterans Memorial? Where would a Christmas tree go? The idea of possibly putting a bulb out here that would help with some maybe a crosswalk or something here to help people come across the street as shown in the Highway 33 plan. So there's a lot of components there. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw that out at the council and get some feedback from you. and let me know what you think in terms of working together to kind of come up with more of a master plan of how we can develop this whole corner instead of just trying to one little piece of and make a veterans memorial. So I can answer any question. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right there. So
Well, that's one of the things when I joined the council that I had asked about that. You know, I felt it was needed in the town, and it's a good viewpoint, like you said, to draw focus in and kind of catch your eye as you come in. So I'd like to be on that committee, unless somebody else is more pushing than me. I'd enjoy to be on that.
Yeah, and I too, because you know, I've been. We have tons of veterans in the city of Newman, and I think that it would, you know, it would really be appreciated, you know, not just for the veterans, but the city of Newman, is that we honor our veterans, you know, and that's something I think that every city should have, to where we honor, respect, and love our veterans. So if there is a spot, you know, for me, I would love to work with you, Michael, in reference to this plan.
yeah, and so what I would say, just so the rest of the council know here, this is just to kind of get a work plan together. This is not to exclude any member from participating in the design and the layout and all the other pieces. That would be a public process, because obviously we're going to want the public input into any kind of final product over there. This is just to kind of get together a work plan a little bit, and then we can bring that back to the council, and then they get their ideas on what they thought about the work plan and how we're going to incorporate public input into the process, how we're going to incorporate veterans into the process, and things like that.
So what you, oh, I'm sorry, Paul, go ahead.
Feel free to put me down as number 3. I know you only asked for 2, but more power in numbers. If I'm welcome.
And whenever you could set up a meeting, you know, Michael, that we can come together, you know, and sort of coordinate how we will, you know, lay these plans out, just let me know.
Sounds good. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just get some information together, then I'll reach out to you guys and get that going. And then what we'll do is, and the goal will be in 45 to 60 days, to bring a plan back to the full council. And then we can talk about, okay, this is how we want to go forward. This is how we think who should design it, and move forward from there. So.
Great.
Agreed. All right.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good. All right. Item number 11, items from the District 5 County Supervisor. Is he on today? I don't see him.
Yeah, they texted me and they were unable to make it.
Okay, no problem. Item number 12, items from the city manager and staff. Michael, you're up again.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to start off, and I know the supervisor is not here, but he and Russell, Supervisor Condon and Russell Fowler, they've been working really hard for the West Side. And so last Friday, and I know, Mayor, we had originally had that scheduled for Thursday and you weren't able to attend on Friday, but there's a hospital group that wants to build a new hospital in Paterson. And, you know, some people would say, well, it's not Newman, but, you know, if a hospital on the West Side will benefit a lot of people, you know, not having to, I mean, our fire chief can talk about this, you know, not having to transport people into Turlock or into Modesto. If you only had to go to Paterson, you know, those wheels would be back on the street a lot sooner, a lot quicker. You may be saving some lives by cutting down travel time by, you know, anywhere from 10 to, you know, 30 minutes or more on those. So it's got a long ways to go, but they seem realistic. American Healthcare Services was their name. They seem pretty dedicated to doing that. So I know they're working with the county and the city of Paterson to see if they can make that happen. They're looking about a 30-acre campus. I think they talked about 18-ish, 12 to 18 emergency rooms, maybe like 8 or 10 ICUs. And then they would also have a psych ward, 24-bed psych ward as part of it as well. So a lot of programs and care facilities that we currently do not possess here on the West Side. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that.
Outstanding.
And you probably received an email from our city clerk, Mike Meyer, about the FTPC Form 700. Just a reminder, you guys need to go ahead and submit that. Most of you can do it online. You are personally responsible for making sure those get done. They can fine you as an individual if you don't get those done on time. So if you need any help or anything, you can reach out to us, and we're happy to help guide you through the process. But we just want to make sure we get everyone complying with that. It's been a long time, but we're making good progress on the update to the council chambers, and with the new cameras that would allow us to live stream our meetings. In the past, we'd have to record them, and then we wouldn't get onto the internet until the next day. So we're working on trying to get a live stream process going on there. At this time, we're shooting for the first meeting in April to be live and in person under the new system. Now, I think the current order from the governor allows us to participate until about the middle of March. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see where we're at. But we're making good progress on that. That we are also in negotiations, and I've reported on this in the past. We're in negotiations with Stanislaus County that would increase our property tax allotment. And currently, it's kind of a convoluted system. We get 30%, they get 70% of the up, they kept all the base. It was just a kind of a convoluted system. It looks like we're going to be able to streamline that, and we're going to go to a 50-50 split on the property taxes for that. We ran some rough numbers, and they look good for the city of Newman. So is it going to solve all of our budgetary issues? No, but it would definitely be, be able to allow us to hire an additional 1 or 2 people on an annual basis, or on a basis that will allow us to be a recurring cost, because it'll be a recurring revenue stream. So excited for that. Again, I'm really optimistic that it's going to go through. And so hopefully here in the next 30 to 45 days, we'll be able to report something out to you. We're getting to a point to where we are going to feel comfortable sharing more of the details with you as a council, but the county just running some final numbers to make sure everything is correct. So, and just lastly, I wanted to just thank the members of the Architecture Review Committee that were appointed tonight. Most people, it's kind of one of those jobs that kind of flies under the radar a little bit, but if you look at some of the buildings that have recently been constructed in Newman, the AutoZone, that came out really nice. The Mount Taco Bell came out really nice. And they really focus in, and the Arco is going to look nice too. If you look at those types of facilities in other communities, they don't look nearly as good. If you look at a Dollar General in another town, it could just be a simple box. Or if you look at the AutoZone in another town, it really is just a simple box. And they're able to get much better architecture here in Newman. And, that contributes to the character of our Highway 33. And now as we move forward, because we got an updated highway specific plan. As we start moving forward and implementing that and doing the street improvements to go along with the architecture, it's going to really enhance our community, just like downtown's been enhanced with our streetscape and the things that we have going on there. So with that, Mayor, I can answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Michael? No? Thank you, Michael. Allie, good evening.
Evening, Mayor, council members. Just catching up with you guys. Our adult men's basketball league has started as of this last Saturday. Anybody interested in participating? It takes place at YOLO Middle School on Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m. Prior to going, you must please contact the person that's going to be at the gym. That way we can have some paperwork before we actually enter the gym. With that being said, too, we have our adult volleyball league that is going to be taking place at YOLO Gym as well. All those who are 18 and older and interested in playing, please contact me, and I'll go ahead and get you to the right person for the information. And running that league here will be in charge of that league here. It takes place in March, so we oversee it, and she runs the program for us. Other than that, basketball is going well. We're in our fifth week of basketball games, 3 more weeks after this. So going smoothly. And then next meeting, I'll have more information about the up and coming farmers market for you guys, or spring farmers market.
Outstanding. Any questions for Allie? Thank you, Allie. Chief Richardson, good evening.
Evening, Mayor, council members. Just a reminder that the crab feed tickets are on sale. So if you want to get tickets before they sell out, you should do it soon. I know they're going fast. And I hope you all caught that game a couple weeks ago. I didn't hear a whole lot of talk from you this evening about it, but I assume you did watch it. So if you, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. The Bengals will get you this week.
Go Bengals. Go Cincinnati.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Lou.
I didn't have anything further to add to Chief Richardson's words, but
Except go Bengals.
no. If you have any questions, I think I'd be glad to answer them for you.
Thank you. Any questions for Lou? No. Thank you, Lou. Catherine's not on tonight.
No, she's not feeling well.
I hope she feels better. Chief Bowen.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Just a few things. We actually had 2 semi-serious vehicle accidents today. We just want to continue to remind everyone to slow down, take it easy, and just be cautious while driving out there. The first one was on Stir, closed the roadway down for probably about 2 hours almost. And then we also had one on northbound I-5, closed the #1 lane for probably about 30 minutes. So just slow down and be cautious. We had our OA Disaster Council meeting last week, and so we went through some of the multi-jurisdictional plan and some other things, weather outlook and all. So Councilmember Pimentel was on, so he might report a little more. And then we did have a crew out at the Stockton Memorial Service today for the firefighter that was injured on the job. So it was a good time. The crew got to interact, and just want to send prayers and condolences. I can answer any questions anyone has.
Question? Thank you, Chief. Councilman Pimentel?
I really don't have much to say. That meeting was very interesting. We're definitely in good shape of emergency services helping us. It was, I thank you, by the way, Scott, for letting me go to that, because it was interesting, but you know, I'll give it back to you. So thank you.
Hey, John, thank you very much for covering for me. I owe you 2 now, so we'll get caught up.
No big deal.
Thank you.
Councilman McDonald?
Thank you.
I just want to say for you guys to have safe, just like Chief Keith was saying, you know, just slow down and just be careful. You're aware that we got kids out there and elderly people, you know, so just be careful. And I know that Keith, you guys are dealing with that construction across the street there, and it's kind of looking good. And I'll be glad when it comes up, because it's really going to have an impact on our city. Other than that, just have a great evening.
Thank you, Councilman McDonald. Councilman Ball?
Just thanks again, John, for covering me on another meeting. And thank you to all city staff for the excellent jobs that you do.
Thank you. Pro Tem Candia?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. I have nothing tonight other than go Bengals. Finally get one, I think.
You know, why don't we just keep it in California, guys?
Nah. It's Cincy's turn.
No,
With that, I
I'm
ask for
going for the
adjournment.
Rams. I got to go with NFC. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got us that time, Chief. I mean, you got us, Rich.
All right. With that, I ask for adjournment.
So moved.
Oh,
Second.
First, do I have a second?
Second.
seconded.
First and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
See you guys.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.